Alrighty. So, this week is kind of a goofy week. First off, let's put formatives and all that stuff away so we can focus in on the task at hand so that we know what's going on and that we're not answering multiple questions and all that fun stuff. Okay? So, this week, today we're going to do section 2.4, okay, which is going to be about writing equations of line. Then, on Wednesday, we'll do section 2.5, which is all about graphing absolute value equations. Okay. Then on Thursday, we'll do day 2 of 2.4 and day 2 of 2.5. Okay. They each are, like, to get really good at it, they're each about 1.5 days, and so all told, so that I group the half parts together to make a full day. Okay? Friday is a warrior day. So Friday is no class in the morning, and then assembly in the afternoon. So because of that, no quiz this week. Okay? So that's how that works out. Okay? Any questions on that? Still looking at next week, the 14th, for our Unit 2 test. Okay? So still looking at that right now. Okay? All right. So let's talk writing equations of lines. Okay? So on Thursday of last week, we, meaning me, gave you the 3 different kinds of lines that there are in mathematics. The first one is called the slope-intercept form of a line. That's our old friend y equals mx plus b. Okay? And the slope-intercept form of a line has just that in it. It has the slope, and it has the y-intercept, which we write then as the point 0, b, if we ever had to take it. Okay? So we have that. Then we have the standard form of a line. Oops. Ax plus by equals c. And the standard form of a line is higher level type stuff, so it comes with an added bonus of no fractions or decimals. Okay? So no fractions or decimals in that one. Those two together are going to be the forms of your answers. We're not there yet. Okay? So you have to be diligent in reading your directions, because sometimes it's going to ask you for the slope or the slope-intercept form of a line. Sometimes it's going to ask you for the standard form of a line. And if you give the other one, you're wrong. Okay? So sometimes you have to, if it doesn't say anything, if it just says give the equation of the line, then you can choose whichever one you want.
Thank you. Did I leave it?
I don't know, I just saw it, literally just saw it over there. Okay? To get to those two, you will probably, most likely, at some point in time, have to use the point slope form of a line. And the point slope form of a line is a great tool to have in the toolbox because it has the slope part and it has any point or some point x sub 1 comma y sub 1 that is on the line. That one is good to know because you're going to use that to get to the other ones. Okay? Good on those. So, there will basically be 3 different styles of problems that come out of these writing equation problems. Okay? Again, 5-star. Okay? Read the instructions to determine your form of the answer. If there is no specific instruction, then you can put your answer in y equals mx plus b form, or you can put it in standard form. I don't really care. Okay? So the first style of problem that you will see in this kind, or in this section, is going to be, you're going to be given a point that's on the line and the slope of the line. So for instance, find the equation of the line that passes through the point 8 comma negative 5 and has a slope of 1/4 in slope-intercept form. So it says in slope-intercept form, that means that our answer here is going to be y equals mx plus b. We just need to find the m and the b. Okay? By reading the problem, we already found the m, because it said that our slope was 1/4. So now we just got to find the b. Okay? How we're going to do that? We're going to utilize the point slope form because I have a point and I have a slope, so it just logically flows that we're going to use the point slope form. So the point slope form once again was y minus y sub 1 equals m times the quantity x minus x sub 1. So 8 is going to be my x sub 1. Negative 5 is going to be my y sub 1. And 1/4 is going to be my m. So then this becomes y minus negative 5 equals 1/4 times the quantity x minus 8. It said to put our answer in y equals mx plus b form, so that means we need to solve for y. So then this is going to be y plus 5 equals 1/4 x, if I distribute this, 1/4 x minus 2. Then when I subtract 5 from both sides, I get y equals 1/4 x minus 7. The slope of that line that we just came up with is 1/4, which is good because the problem said I want my slope to be 1/4. If I plug 8 into my x, okay, 8 times 1/4 is 2. 2 minus 7 is -5. So it gives me a y value of -5, which is what I need. Okay? You can check those by plugging in out. You write me the equation of the line that passes through h comma -1 and has a slope of -1. Start with point slope form. Y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. So then that's going to be y minus -1 equals -1/3 times x minus 8. Didn't say what form we wanted in, so let's go y equals mx plus b form. So then that's going to be y plus 1 on the left side and -1/3 x plus 8/3 on the right side. Going to subtract 1, but really I'm going to subtract 3/3 because 3/3 is equal to 1, and then I'm in common denominator form. So then that gives me y equals -1/3 x plus 5/3. And you would leave all slopes should be in improper fraction form, and all extra, like when you're dealing with lines, everything should be in improper fraction. It just makes it cleaner. Questions, comments, concerns? Okay. Second style is where you're going to be given 2 points. Okay. So you're given 2 points. Now, so the first thing that you're going to do is you are going to want to find the slope. Okay. Because in either one, in point slope form or slope intercept form or standard form, you gotta have the slope. So since you have 2 points, you need to find m. So that, remember, is subtract the y's over subtract the x's. Doesn't matter which order you choose. So that would be 1 minus -9 all over -2 minus 3. 1 minus -9 is like 1 plus 9, which is 10. -2 minus -3 is -5. So that gives me a slope of -2. Then what you do is you then utilize either one of those points. So if I use the point -2, 1, then I would use my point slope form of y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. My slope is now -2, so that's going to be y minus 1 equals -2 times the quantity x minus -2. So then this would become y minus 1. This would become -2x. This is really plus 2, so that's minus 4. It said that we needed to be in standard form. Standard form has x and y on the same side, so then I would need to add 2x to both sides, while at the same time adding 1. So that would give me 2x plus y equals -3, if I choose that point. Now, if I chose the other point, I had better get the same answer because it's the same line, only one line. So quickly doing that, now if I use the point 3, -9, then it's going to be y minus -9 is equal to -2 times the quantity x minus 3. Y plus 9 equals -2x plus 6. Add 2x minus 9 gives me 2x plus y equals -3. So it doesn't matter which point I use, but I've got to use one. Find the slope, use the point, and then you got to find the slope. Okay? Questions on that? Try that. First thing we need to do is we need to find the slope. -2 minus 10 all over 4 minus -1. That's going to be -12 over all over 5 is my slope. Can't be reduced. Which point you want to use, left or right? Left. Okay. Y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. Y minus -2 is equal to -12 fifths times x minus 4. Y plus 2 equals -12 fifths x plus 48 fifths. We need to be in standard form. What's the kicker about standard form? What's the kicker about standard form? No fractions or decimals. Do we have fractions? Yeah, so let's get rid of them right here. Okay? So let's take this whole equation here, and we're going to multiply it by 5. The whole thing. So then that becomes 5y plus 10 equals negative 12x plus 48. Now we can add 12x. We can subtract 10. And I get 12x plus 5y equals 38. Okay. The last style of problems that you will see in regards to this is you're given a point and a different line with a given condition. What I mean by that is you might get a point, x comma y, and then it will say parallel or perpendicular to this line. Okay? So you've got to know your parallelness and your perpendicularity next. Okay? So remember that if the two lines are parallel, they have the same slope. Meaning M1 is the same as M sub 2. Perpendicular slopes are, what's the two words about perpendicular slopes? That's 3 words.
Reciprocals?
That's 1 word. Opposite reciprocals would be the 2 words that I'm looking for. So if my first slope is A over B, then my perpendicular slope is going to be negative B over A. Can't just be one, has to be both. Okay? So, find the equation of the line that passes through the point 3, 4 and is perpendicular to y equals 3x minus 8. Okay? Well, the first thing that we need to do is we need to find the slope of that line. What is the slope of that line? 3. We all agree with 3. In y equals mx plus b form, m is in the, or 3 is in the m spot in that one. So I would agree that this line has a slope of 3. What would the perpendicular slope then become? Negative 1/3. We all in agreement? 3 is 3 over 1. So the opposite part makes it negative. Reciprocating makes it negative 1/3. So the slope that I'm going to use going forward now is negative 1/3. Now I can use the point slope form. So this would be y minus 4, x minus 3, and my slope is going to be negative 1/3. Did it say what form we needed to be in? No. So let's go y equals mx plus b form. So that would be y minus 4 equals negative 1/3 x plus 1. Negative 1/3 times negative 3 is negative positive 1. Add 4 to both sides, and I get y equals negative 1/3 x plus 5. Agree? You tried that one. What kind of a line is x equals 5? The vertical line. Okay? So what kind of lines are parallel to vertical lines? Other vertical lines, right? Okay? What is the vertical line that passes through the point 2, 6? What? 2 is a number. X equals 2 would be the equation of the line that passes through 2, 6 and is parallel to x equals 5. What if I had said here perpendicular? What kinds of lines are perpendicular to vertical lines? Horizontal lines, right? So what's the horizontal line that goes through the point 2, 6? Y equals 6. It's just that easy. Okay. One last one. So I want you to find me the slope-intercept form of the line that passes through the point 5, 8. And A is parallel to, and B is perpendicular to that line. So both parallel and perpendicular. They are different, so you'll have to do 2 different problems for this one. Go for it. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to find the slope of that line, because everything that we do is going to be based off of that. So if I want to find the slope of that line, I'm going to solve for y. So that's going to be negative 2y equals negative 3x plus 13. Subtract 3x from both sides. Then I'm going to divide everything by negative 2. And that's going to give me y equals positive 3 halves x minus 13 halves. And so my slope then of this line is 3 halves. Now in part A, it said that we need to be parallel to that. So in part A, what is my slope going to be? In part A, what is my slope going to be? 3 halves, because it's parallel. And I'm going to go through the point 5, 8. So that's going to be y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. That's how we make an m out of an x. Okay? So then that's going to be y minus x minus. My slope is going to be 3 halves. I'm going to be at minus 8 and minus 5. Slope-intercept form, so that's y equals mx plus b. So then this is going to be y minus 8 equals 3 halves x minus 15 16 halves. I'm going to add 8 to the left, but I'm going to add 16 halves to the right. 16 halves is 8. So I am doing the same thing, except now it's in common denominator form. So that's going to be y equals 3 halves x plus 1 half. And that was my parallel. Then I needed to do part B. Part B said that I needed to now be perpendicular. So now what is the slope that I'm going to use? Negative 2/3 here in this case. Still going to go through the point 5, 8. So then this is going to be y minus 8 equals now negative 2/3 times x minus 5. Negative 2/3 x plus 10/3. Again, going to add 8 to both sides. But now I'm going to add 24/3. And so my perpendicular line is going to be y equals negative 2/3 x plus 34/3. Questions on that? Okay. The homework that you picked up today is the same in color sheet. That homework is going to be due on Thursday. Okay? On Thursday, because we don't have class on Friday. We'll do Thursday. And on it, right now, you can do numbers 7 and 8. If you didn't get a perfect on your formative from Friday, or if on your homework, the purpley homework, or the pink homework, or whatever 2 other colors we had, those can now be worked on and or turned in.